it is all up to you.
Thanks, Craig. I also want to welcome everyone to tonight's webinar on the reporting. As we all know, that old expression that the job isn't done until the paperwork is completed. And as DFR, that's one of your main responsibilities. I do want to thank the governor designates that have joined us. I think it's real important for the governor designate to really have an idea of what the DFR is doing. And I think the two of you really form a great team as far as supporting and raising funds for the foundation. A couple of real quick reminders, and then we'll get into the meat of the evening. For those of you that have not yet completed the DFR on the LMS, please try to do that within the next few weeks before October 1. And I know that we're still missing a few of the non-disclosure forms, and unfortunately, we're not allowed to release any of the financial information until those non-disclosure forms are in. And if you haven't turned yours in, probably within the next week, you'll probably be getting contacted either by the office or by the board member liaison for your region to really make sure that those are all in and completed by October 1. Now, even though we're all excited about October 1 and what next year is going to bring, we still have 16 days remaining in this current Optimist year. And it's really important to be contacting the donors, especially those that are real close to their next giving level. So maybe somebody's at $990, so they're $10 away from that $1,000 level, and really just letting them know. And often the donors don't even know how close they are to that next level. And sometimes just a little phone call, a little push from you, the DFR, really can make a difference. And if you do have anyone that you'd like for Craig or I to give a phone call to, please feel free to get a hold of us, and we'll be more than glad to make a contact on your behalf. And so with that, let me turn things back over to Craig and then to Shanita, and enjoy and learn.
Good, thank you, Mark. And as he said, we're in the closing days of the 50th anniversary. It's been a phenomenal year, led by President Jan Ord Graves. We've had a lot of fun with the 50th timeline booklet, with the auction, with the sale of the commemorative items, and we will be continuing to finish strong because I've got a great quote somewhere around here on a wall that says, "A strong today makes a stronger tomorrow." And so basically the agenda for tonight is we're going to go through roles and responsibilities and do a recap of the basics and update you on a few things there. The meat of the evening is going to be Shanita leading us on the reporting structure. The website, I'll briefly cover that, and then some other tools at your disposal, and then Marc will have some closing comments. We would like you to hold your questions till the end. I think Marc may have mentioned that. Put them in the chat box, but at the end, we will also look for hands raised and all the little tools. So put them in the chat box. Marc's going to be monitoring that for us, and then we will open it up to questions and answers at the end. So let me dive in. Really, you've all agreed. So hopefully you did read the job description at the start of when you were asked to do this. Several of you are doing it for the second, third time or more. So you are very familiar with what we're doing. But you, as the district foundation rep, you serve as the liaison between the district and the Optimist International Foundation. You're our eyes and ears that are out there. You're also promoting the programs. You're promoting all fundraising activities. We rely heavily on you to solicit funds on our behalf, not only at the district level, but we also ask that you get out into the zone and club level. We've had some great reps over the last 2 years, especially, that have really gotten out into down to the zone and club level. I can name a couple. Ron Benson in Colorado and Wyoming comes to mind. I know South Texas has always done a good job of that, a great job of that, and several others. And so that is the more we can get down to the club level, the better we are. Dale Fox is another one that's So some of the old veterans, if you're new at this, you can look around your region or look around the list, and there's some people that could probably give you some good pointers, as well as your board member that's your regional liaison has served as a DFR and can also give you some wonderful things, some wonderful tidbits. You know, we're going to cover this later, but efficiently and accurately report all donations on behalf. We get calls from donors going, why hasn't their check cashed? Well, we've never received it. So we need you in a reasonable amount of time after every board meeting to send in your reports. Please, I cannot tell you how many times Shane and I've heard, oh, I was waiting on one more dime a day or one more President's Club. And weeks and weeks and weeks go by and money is sitting in a closet or a drawer. Please go ahead and get the money in and come back to that loan sheet. And then also, I think very important that sometimes we we skip over is work with your governor-elect, work with your district leadership and development. Make sure you're getting well positioned at all the meetings and are on the agenda, and continually to creatively work how you present the foundation. The basics, you know, you guys, I'm preaching to the choir here, but let's just remind you of the things that you're going to be promoting as far as unrestricted donations. And that is your primary responsibility, is those unrestricted donations that pay for the many programs and services that we cover. Dime a day is going to roll back to $36.50, so a true dime a day. It was a huge success at $50 for the 50th anniversary, but we understand tradition is very important. The President's Club continues to be $250, and that is a robust and very needed and important level for us of donations. Friends of Today is the print that President-elect Marc, or President-designate Marc, has shared back at the last one, and you'll start seeing more of it here as soon as we close out the year. Christian D. Larson is the $1,000 level of unrestricted giving in 1 year, and is, you know, as we all know, Christian D. Larson is the author of Our Great Creed, and it's a great gift at the district or at club level that you give to perhaps just an outstanding optimist. Or many clubs recently we've seen them giving them to their charter members. We also are very appreciative of clubs that support us. Many it's an honor requirement to support the $100 level. Many clubs support less than $100, but many at $100. $365, $1 a day is a playoff, much like the dime a day, and is very important and very worthwhile. We have lots of clubs that participate at that level. We will show you in Shanita's report the Honor Memorial and Veterans Patch, and that is at $100, and that is a great way to remember somebody, honor somebody, especially a veteran. Those are available through us. You will note here that the Women's Philanthropy Council, starting October 1st, there will be a change, and it now will be a restricted donation. So it will be above and beyond and not count in the daily or in the your giving levels, either at individual level, at the club level, or at the district level, is now restricted to support World Oratorical. The Women's Philanthropy Council Pink Purse Pin will be focusing on underwriting the scholarships of the young women that win at the regional level, that $5,000 scholarship in the U.S. and the Caribbean. Not all fundraising is just the dime a day. The President's Club, we ask that you get creative and do things, auctions, games, collections, raffles. We have seen some great fundraising. We had a fundraising seminar or Zoom call back in the spring, and we had great ideas. West Missouri is notorious for coming up with some great games. They did Minute to Win at night. They did a gong show. I've been to South Carolina and a couple of districts doing cornhole tournaments, various games to support the foundation, as well as auctions and raffles are always a great way to raise money. And Shanita will talk a little bit more about those later. Well, so you are the first line of defense, offense, whatever you want to call it. Just sharing with individuals or clubs the basics about the pass-through program and the club campaign. I will warn you, we have a storm coming through right now in St. Louis. I don't know if you heard the lightning and thunder, but if power goes off, oh well, we'll regroup somehow. But so pass-through and club campaign are two very important efforts to assist clubs and districts, and we do not charge any fees to do those, and many clubs and districts take advantage of both of those. And then just assist members, and as far as pass through and club campaign, if a club or is interested in doing something, just push them to the office here. Shanita or I will answer their questions and help them. We also be that first line of defense, first line of offense to assist members with other opportunities. We have naming scholarship opportunities. We have endowments. We have legacy giving. Legacy giving, plan giving is becoming a more and more important part of our overall support. Okay, I'm now going to turn it off to Shanita, and hopefully she been on and off, but I'm confident that she's going to be on. And Shanita, just tell me when you want me to move to the next slide.
Okay, can everyone hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. So let's start off by talking about mailing and recording contributions. On page 63 in your DFR training manual, there's a quarterly conference remittance form. This form should be completed and submitted along with your paperwork. And if you can take notice at the bottom of the form, it says mail form with contributions to the P.O. box. We want you to mail money orders and cashier's checks and checks. We want you to mail those to the P.O. box. We want you to mail credit card slips. We want that to be mailed directly to the St. Louis office. When I say the P.O. box is our bank account. That's our bank service. What they'll do is they'll process the checks and mail the checks and paperwork directly to our office. So if you mail the checks here, there's going to be a delay in getting those processed because our auditors recommend, by us being such a small organization, that all of our checks go through the P.O. box system. So what we want you guys to do, instead of sending them here and then I mail them to the P.O. box, we want you to mail them to the P.O. box. On page 65, there's a sample form here of what you can use as far as when you're collecting donations. Go back. Okay, right there. Stay right there. Okay, yeah, there's a form in the book on page 65. But what I'm going to do is after this meeting, if the storm allows me to, I'm going to email you guys a sample contribution spreadsheet, an Excel spreadsheet that you can use. On that spreadsheet, you can enter the names and the amounts and all the information on the spreadsheet, and it'll tally up at the bottom for you. Okay? And what happens on here, if you notice at the bottom, it says forms required. We only need forms if it's for President's Club new members only, Kristen D. Lawson, and Women's Philanthropy. It's going to be very important that we have the form, especially for Women's Philanthropy, because it's going to be restricted next year. And we need those forms to be completed by the donor, not by the district foundation rep. Because I can't tell you how many times I received calls saying, I didn't order a WPC, why did I get this pen? And come to find out the district rep filled out the form. So I would like for you guys to make sure that the donor at least knows, if you're filling it out, at least make sure the donor knows that you're filling this form out but it really should be the donor filling out the form, restricting their donation. Okay. On the bottom of that spreadsheet, I also have the two addresses. I have the main address and the PO box address on the bottom of the spreadsheet that I'm going to email to you. So you'll be able to see at the bottom, it's going to say cashier's check money order, mail it to the PO box, and it's going to also have the street address and say for credit cards, mail it here, mail it to the St. Louis office. Okay, next page, Craig. So the honor memorial form, if a person wants to order a name bar, you have to fill out, they'll have to fill this form out. If you send in a contribution that says in honor of memory, we will not automatically send the form out. I mean, we will not automatically order a patch. So they'll have to fill out this honor memorial form if they want to receive the banner patch. Okay? Next, we're going to go over how gifts are credited. Individual gifts go on the individual record. Business gifts go on the business record. So if Joe Smith owns an auto shop and he uses his auto shop check, the business check, we'll put the money on the business check and we'll self-credit Joe Smith. And we do that because at the end of the year, we're going to send a tax receipt to the auto shop instead of to Joe Smith. Okay? So if it's a business check, it's going to go on the business record. If it's an individual check, it's going to go on the individual record. If it's an Optimist Club, it's going to go on the Optimist Club's donor record. And what I get a lot of is when a person, they think that if they make a gift, that the club also receives credit for that gift. I hear a lot of times where they think, well, my club does qualify for Honor Club because I gave $100. I gave $100, so my club should qualify for Honor Club. If the gift goes on the individual record, it does not count towards Honor Club for the club. There's also for district, if it's raffle money, auction money.
We lose audio?
Lost her completely.
Looks like Shanita is muted.
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes? I don't know
Yes.
what happened. So anyway, gifts from the district. So any gift for raffles or auctions goes on the district record. Okay, we do not give credit for, if you buy an auction item, it does not go on your personal donor record. I cannot give you a tax receipt for an auction gift.
And can you tell?
Okay?
It said, look on page 65. We're looking, guys. No, 65.
Can you guys still? Okay, let's turn to page 71 in your DFR training manual.
What manual? I can't tell by this.
On page 71 on your manual, it tells you we're going to send you reports. We're going to email reports to the vice president, the governors, DFRs, OI board members, OIF board members. We're going to email the reports out on a monthly basis. On page 73, there's a comparison chart. On that chart, it compares the year from this year to last year. Basically, it'll let you know how the foundation is doing compared to the year before. Okay? On page 74, there's a scoreboard. On the scoreboard, this is what a lot of district foundation reps look at. This is unrestricted giving. Everybody, of course, wants to be at the top, but you have to make sure you're sending in the donations in a timely manner. So unrestricted donations only shows on the scoreboard on page 74. On page 75, you'll see where we put the number of Dime a Day members. We'll show you, next year it'll show, of course, what's been donated in 2020, 2021, and compared to what you're raising in your district doing next year. So that's the Dime a Day report. After that, you're gonna see the President's Club report. Now, this report always confuses people. There's a little chart, I think, on page 79 at the bottom. Anyone with an asterisk mark and bolded, that means that they're a new President's Club member. Anyone that has a plus sign shows that they're renewed.
Can you show us that? It would help.
Okay.
I'm muted.
These reports are updated on a monthly basis. Like I said, I email those out on a monthly basis. As the district foundation rep for next year, in September, I'll be mailing you the final September report. Okay, my phone keeps muting me. I don't know why, but okay. So you're going to be receiving the club and member listing, the CFR report, and you'll receive those reports in October. Now, if you haven't filled out your non-disclosure form, I will not be able to email you or mail you a copy of the club and member listing. So it's important to get those non-disclosure forms in if you haven't done so already. Let's talk about page 85. When we talk about that your year's not over in September, your district rep that you have right now will still have 2 presentations that they're going to have to do for first quarter and second quarter of next year. On page 85, at the top, it explains about the dollar per member tab. At the end of every year, during the second quarter meetings of the following year, you as the district foundation rep will have to present your final awards, which is the banner patches, the year bars, and dollar tabs. Those dollar tabs are accumulated according to the member donations and the club gifts. That's the only time that the club and member gifts are calculated together to determine the dollar per member total. On page 87, Craig, I'm done with the monthly report. Okay. Oh, you got DFR started again. On page 87, there's a recognition distribution schedule. That's where you'll be able to see where anyone that qualified for any awards from July and August, they probably won't receive their awards until first quarter meeting. So your district foundation rep that you have right now will still be presenting awards during the first quarter and second quarter meeting of next year. Let's talk about the DFR starter kits. We are in the process of getting the DFR starter kits together for you right now. Hopefully we'll get those in the mail to you on Monday. You'll receive a sample plate, sample plaque to be displayed. You'll receive 1 ink pen, and these are all display items. 1 women's philanthropy pen. You're going to receive 50% of the Dime a Day pens based on the total number earned in August of this year. So we're going to send you a packet of Dime a Day pens. We're going to also send you some top 10 cards. We're going to send you a small supply of order forms. If you need more order forms, there's a form in the book that you'll be able to fill out to have us to send you more. And you'll also be able to email us if you need more order forms. Okay, let's go to the next page, Craig. Okay, that's where we talk about the packing list. Your shipment will consist on the packing list, awards and recognition items to be presented, club and member listing, quarterly remittance form. I'm going to send you a blank copy every quarter, and then I'm going to send you an updated CFR listing. Let's just show you. Go to page 88. I'm going to show you what's on the recognition packing list. On the recognition packing list, it tells you the name of the person, their club and member number, the date of the award, and it tells you the award, what award they're supposed to receive. What we're doing right now is we are only mailing to the district foundation reps, the Diamond Day pins, President's Club, 365 patch, and benefactor pins. We are mailing from the office. We're mailing the plaques, the President's Club ink pins, and the WPC pins. We're mailing those directly to the donors. Okay, let's go on to reimbursement and order forms. On page 91 in your book, you'll find a request for telephone postage money order expense reimbursement. On October 1st, you can fill this form out as the district foundation rep. We'll send you a check for $125 or $1.50 per club. We'll go ahead and send you a check, and that'll help you with with the money order expense, postage expense, and telephone expense. We do not want you to put cash in the mail. There's several times that we've received cash in the mail. What we want you to do is purchase a money order or cashier's check. You can purchase one money order or cashier's check and list all the names and the amount to be credited. You don't have to purchase a money order for each donor. On page 93 in your book, there's an order form. You can tell us what you want. We'll get those items shipped out to you. Just make sure you keep it at a reasonable amount. Sometimes we'll get where somebody will go down the list and they'll put, I want 200 of each form. So we need to be realistic on it and make sure we're not just wasting paper by sending out or asking for more than what you think you'll need. You wouldn't need the Diamond Day forms unless they're just you're gonna have them on the table and somebody wants to donate at a later time. They want to take the form and mail it later, because all you have to do really is put it on the spreadsheet, the person's name and their 3650 on the spreadsheet. Okay, are there any questions about what I've gone over? I know it seems like I went over it pretty fast.
Anita, there were a couple of people that mentioned in the chat that their pages didn't match up with the page numbers that you said certain things were in.
Oh.
Yeah.
What?
So the list that she provided, some of the page numbers, but we'll send out an email when Zoe's here tomorrow with the correct page numbers to go along with the correct forms.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Okay.
I have a different book. Okay, some of them look like it did. Somebody says theirs match up. Somebody's not in their book. Not 165 in my book. Okay,
Yes.
we'll get that taken care of. I don't know what happened with that.
It's the-
Somebody just chat.
I have a question, Jeanette Thompson from Colorado, Wyoming district. I'm brand new at this, so, and I'm sorry, I had trouble getting on because I was trying to find where the Zoom was. And so anyway, we called the governor-elect and she got it to me. But are we supposed to have had a booklet with all
Yes.
this information?
Yeah, Jeanette, you just literally, I said at the beginning and you missed it, but basically if you've been signed up, if you've been volunteered and accepted this role in the last probably 2 weeks, you and a couple of others have just recently been appointed. So you literally have a book is in transit to any of the new DFR appointments. So you'll have it here very quickly.
Yeah, I see that Joyce has her hand raised.
Yes. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Shanita. Anyway, I have one question. Are the governors supposed to have one of these books also? And if not, is it available online so that I can download and print?
The book is primarily it's the information binder for the DFR. We because most of the stuff really pertains to them. We are working on an online version of the binder. Our graphics design is working at it much like the magazine, where you can turn the pages, but that's not quite available yet. and we will be looking at trying completing that project soon before the start of the year. But right now, this information is really aimed at the DFR and getting them comfortable with their role. So Governor-elects would not have the binder.
Okay, and then my next question was, on the report that Shanita was mentioning, there were different designations for whatever, you know, if I can't remember anything, I was taking copious notes, but obviously I missed some. Is there a log that identifies how, and I can't even remember which report that was, but it was a report, I believe, that showed the different donations by the clubs, I'm assuming. Is there a designation? Because she said some are going to be with a certain sign on them. I can't even remember how far back that was, but.
That's the President's Club report, and you wanted
Yes.
to know what's your question?
Yes.
What was your question about the report?
Oh, okay. You mentioned that on that report, certain clubs or donations were identified by a check or a bolding or whatever. And I was just wondering, is that identified on the page itself?
Yes, it's on the page. It's on the page. If you go to your district, and then if you look on your district, let's see, what if you look on your district, you'll see a name, and then next to the name, you'll see a plus sign if they renewed, or you'll see the person's bold with an asterisk mark means that they're new.
Okay, thank you, Shanita. I don't have a book, so I couldn't follow along, but thank you.
And those reports go out to the DFRs, it goes out monthly, and it's pretty self-explanatory because many of the programs, such as President's Club, is kind of a rolling thing. So like I renew mine every October. So I show up in October. Somebody may not renew till August. So it's a rolling report.
Okay, and this is for real, my final question, because I don't want to monopolize the time, but I know that we had an issue, Shanita, I called earlier today, and I know you were probably busy getting ready for this meeting, but it's regarding the Walmart issue that I brought up when I was in Atlanta. Do we have a word on that?
No, we still have not gotten Walmart to approve pass-through. What happened with that was we had a couple clubs, we had some clubs that used our tax ID number and Walmart flagged us. So we're not able at this time to accept pass-through grants from Walmart. Walmart has put us on a red flag list. They have not been able to, they've got us going back and forth on information, requesting information. So we're still in the process.
Okay, because our shopping spree is coming up on December the 5th. Okay, Thank you. I'm muting myself again.
Right, I see that Ellen has her hand up.
Hello?
Okay. I just had a quick question. I was just double checking the information that's shared. I'm also new at this. Elaine Harris came on. Whether the information that is being shared today can also be accessed on the district, on the Optimist website, OI?
What information are you referring to?
The current information that you're going through
It's
now.
training.
Yes.
The training? Okay. Craig, are you going to be putting the training on?
Yeah, we will. This will be, the recording will be captured, and in a few days we will be sending out to the DFRs, so they'll have it as a reference. And then many of the forms that Shanita has referenced are on the website, which we'll go through here in a minute. So there is information on the website. We will try to tag this where we can, put it on YouTube, and so we can share it to a limited audience of the DFRs.
Okay, thank you very much.
Great, Elaine Harris.
Yes.
Yes.
Thanks. Yes, thank you.
Can you see my hand?
Yes,
Okay. Is it my time? I'm not sure.
go ahead.
Okay, I had mentioned early on, and I just want to repeat it again, that the name that's occurring under my face is not this. I'm Susie Hinton. For those who did not hear the announcement I made earlier, I'm not Willie Johnson. I'm Susie Hinton, and I'm using her iPad. So that's why her name
Oh,
Yes,
is.
thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Mark, you're monitoring any other chat ones. If not, we'll move on in the presentation.
Let me ask one question, Shanita. This is more for the new DFRs. When should they expect to receive the email from you giving them the monthly report?
The monthly reports, I normally say that I'll have them out by the 15th, but sometimes it's earlier. It just depends on, especially the first couple months with having new DFRs that sending in information. I may have to call DFRs, and ask them, what do you mean by this? And, this amount doesn't balance. So I usually say that I have them out by the 15th of the month, but normally they're out sooner than that. So it just depends on if I have complications with some of the gift entry.
I just didn't want people to think that they were going to see them like the October report that they would have it November 2nd.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's not going to happen. They're not
So
going to have them.
always give about 2 weeks before those reports will be available to you. Okay, I see Michael Gray has his hand up.
You have to keep in mind that we have to wait on the batches to come from the bank. So that last batch, you wouldn't usually make it here until around the 4th or 5th of the next month. So I wouldn't have the monthly report out by the 2nd of any month. No, it won't happen.
Okay, Michael Gray.
Thank you. I put in a question in the chat a little bit ago, and I'm not sure if you caught it. I've got a club that just voted to donate $500 to OI Foundation, and they would like to honor their current president. Which form would you suggest for that?
Depending on, are they trying to order a banner patch, or they just want to make the gift in honor?
I think they just want to make the gift in honor of the president.
Okay, so what you would do is you would make the check out to the foundation, send a letter saying that the donation is in honor of, and give us the name of the person. And you just mail in a letter with the check.
Okay, I'll pass that on. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, let's limit questions to the bigger reporting and the issues. If you've got a specific question about a specific club or a specific instance to you, you can email those to Shanita and I, and we will gladly take care of those. So Mark, I don't think anybody else has raised their hand.
No, go ahead, Craig.
Okay, yes?
There's one question in the chat. Do we need to order the forms for donations since no initial supply of forms will be sent out? We will be sending a small supply of forms along with your DFR starter kit. So you will receive some forms. If you need more, then you'll need to order them.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Shanita, and she'll be around for the rest of our time here. Just quickly, I want to go through some of the tools that you have at your disposal. The website, I'm gonna give you some breaking news. We are working. The person that designed our website is coming back, and we are going to be doing a refresh of the website over the next 30 to 60 days. It's been a good website. We put a lot of information up there, but we're just going to do a very quick refresh of it. The website, it will continue to be a place where we will do updates and news. We do a quarterly newsletter. So Marc will start putting out a newsletter in late October, November with key things that'll be going on. We also do updates there. All the financial information under Money Matters, we will do there's the annual report, the 990, the top 10 list are all there. Every form you need to do your job is on the website in several places, under the clubs and individuals, under DFR or under foundation forms, and under quick links. But Dime a Day, President's Club, Christian D. Larson, 365 patch, all there. We have videos and PowerPoints on there as well as DFR information. The website is a great place if people want to go and donate. There's 2 big red donate now buttons that are very prominent. And we are looking to add some things to this, such as a fundraising ideals, which is under construction with the new website that will probably be ready to go sometime during the first quarter. Tools, we do have a lot of brochures, forms, and information. As Shanita said, please be judicious when ordering those if you need those, as well as the top 10 achievements. But the brochures, don't order 500 of something. If you want to go ahead on the website and print out your own, go ahead. The board and staff are here. Zoe Williams is our administrative assistant. Shanita is the senior director of everything. Does a tremendous job. We do have an open donor services data entry position, which we are trying to fill in myself. And then each region has a board liaison. So if you're on the West Coast, you have Ben DeReamer. If you're in the Southwest, you have myself. If you're in Mid-America, you have Marc Katz. If you're in Great Plains, you have Jim Kondrasik. If you're in Mid-Atlantic or the Great Lakes Northeast one, you have Terry Davis. And the Southeast is Deb Bear. So they're at your disposal. The top 10 is available on the website in several places. So that is at your disposal. And that's a great way to share all the wonderful things that your foundation does for Optimist. So we'll go back now to the chat room. Shanita, I guess, answered that one on the credit card. Okay. Marc, I'm letting you monitor if anybody's got their hands up.
Yeah, I'm seeing no hands up, and I'm seeing nothing new in the chat.
A couple of things I'd like to just a quick reminder of some things said. The Women's Philanthropy Council, Pink Purse Pin, will have a new form that it just went to the printers last week. So it will be going up on the website, and we will be sending that out to the WPC members as well as to the DFRs. DFRs, if you do not have a WPC member in your region or in your district, recruit one. They're a huge help, and that is a great form of revenue to assist a great program in the World Oratorical.
Question.
Yes.
This is Ellen Thompson. I'm with the Kentucky West Virginia district, and this information may possibly be in the brochures, but what types of organizations does the WPC support if you make a donation to that?
The WPC starting October 1st will be a restricted gift supporting the World Oratorical Contest. So we underwrite the young women's scholarship earners from the regionals. Up until this point, it has helped with young women's scholarships and club grants that were basically young women issues. So starting October 1st, it will be a restricted gift.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I see that Mark from Iowa has his hand up.
Hello, Craig. Mark Fileman from the Iowa District. What's the easiest way to get feedback and track our dime a day donations for our district as we go along? You will be getting a report monthly that will share with you your progress. Shanita, you want anything specific you want to answer that question?
You will receive a monthly report, and if you would like the names at any point in time, you can send me an email, and then I'll email you a copy of the list of the names.
Okay, thank you. That's what I was looking for, is if somebody had a question whether their dime a day form was received. So
and that brings up an interesting point I would like to make is we are a very small staff. We're very lean and mean. And if you don't ask for the same report 27 times in the next year, like every 2 months, oh, I want to do Diamond Day report. Be very judicious and very respective of the time. Those are the, we want to help you do your job because you're helping us tremendously, but we want you to make sure that on a timely manner, and it will take some time for Shanita or us to run any reports. So we're asking for patience, especially as we're still coming out of the pandemic and have limitations on things. A couple of other points that I'd like to just make. Once again, individual donations do not count towards club's honor status. We get so many people in November, they say, well, I gave $100 to my club for my club. We should qualify for honor. No, it is a club gift. Please check your spam. Sometimes reports, such as the CFR report, may go to spam, but Shanita is extremely good at getting all the reports that she promises out to the address and the information we have on file. We find that sometimes they are sitting in a spam. So those were the things that I wanted to just quickly.
I'm sorry, this is Ellen Thompson again.
Yes.
How do you go about making a donation that would go towards the club if people are making individual donations and it's not being counted towards the club? What would be the proper way to do that so that the club gets credit for it versus the individual?
The club has to make the donation. So the $100 to be an honor club, it has to be a club donation that goes to their account.
Okay, so an individual would need to make the donation to the club, and then the club would send the check in on behalf of the club.
Shanita, as long as it is coming from the club, it is going to be credited to the club's account.
Yeah. Okay.
If an individual wants to make the gift for the club, the individual can make a gift for the club, but they just need to know they will not receive credit and they will not receive a tax receipt for that donation. They'll have to make the check out to the foundation and send a letter saying that they want the club to receive credit for the donation, not their personal donation.
Right.
It's not their personal donation.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I have one more little red arrow here. CFR should do. Al Clark, you're going to have to explain that one to me.
The CFR, using the club number, could make that club donation.
Yes, as long as it's credited to the club, it's going to the club's record. We just get the point we were trying to make is we have so many individuals that say, oh, I donated $100 to my personal donation records. That should count for the club. Records are individualized by the club and by the individual. That was why we were. So we just have a few pop up every year. So individuals are individuals and clubs are clubs. So Mark, I will turn it over to you for your closing comments.
Before I do that, Craig, did you want to spend just a minute talking about the WPC online auction that is currently occurring?
Sure. Yeah. We have a little mini auction going on at Bidding for Good. All DFRs, CFRs, club presidents, and various leadership. And I'll make sure tomorrow Zoe sends out the link to everybody that was here. We have a little mini auction going on of about 12 to 15 items that will benefit the foundation. It's called the Women's Philanthropy Council Boutique. We've had some great gifts from Sandy Cyphers, Nancy Ryan, Jan Ord-Graves, Ed Finn, Marc Katz, some great gifts, probably forgetting Julie Robeson and a few others. So in addition, we had a hugely successful 50th anniversary auction that raised over $26,000. and we will be doing another one of those in the spring. So we will be coming to our great district leadership and just seeing if they would assist us in that auction. That typically is in the March timeframe. Mark?
All right, thanks, Craig. Can you and Shanita put your contact information into the chat so that if people don't have it, they're able to grab it from there and write it down?
We'll just email. We'll email a contact information so everybody has it in the email form.
All right, I see Elaine Harris has her hand up.
I just have one quick question, and that's with regards to, is there somewhere on the website, OI Foundation website, that just list all of the expenditures that OI has, annually in terms of scholarship fees and so on, so that, when we're soliciting, it's an easier reference in showing just how much OI, expenditures for programs and so on is?
Yes, we do. On the website, and if you email me, I will personally send you one. We have our annual report, and our annual report is produced by the information we get from our auditors, and it gives a pie of our income and our expenses where we do. We typically run about 82% going back to programs and services and 18% administrative. I've been in the not-for-profit world for a long time. 80-20 is the typical rule of thumb. You want to be, for every $100, you want at least 80 or more going to the cause. And we've been very good stewards of the dollar. And the annual report highlights those expenditures in a very brief format, but it does paint a great picture of us, as well as some of the key accomplishments during that last year.
Excellent. Thank you very much. I look forward to emailing you.
Shanita just shared her direct line office. That's the only one you need. You don't need mine.
Well, wait, yours is in the book.
Oh, dang. Okay.
You'll also notice on the top 10 list that is on the website, it does show the dollar amount that was given out in grants. It does show the dollar amount that was given out for the different scholarships.
Good.
There, I put mine in just so I didn't feel like I'm a laggard. So,
all right, to respect everybody's time, let me just spend a couple minutes to wrap things up. I really want to thank Shanita and Craig for putting the presentation together for this evening. I know that presenting is not Shanita's favorite thing, but she does such a wonderful job. And as Craig said, she is the go-to person. And so if you really have any questions, please try to first run them through your board member liaison. But many of us will often say, call Shanita, and that way you're getting things firsthand. And again, want to thank all of you for just stepping forward and agreeing to be the DFR for next year. My goal for the year is just that we'll raise $1 more than we raised this current year, and just do it a little bit better each year in those funds that we have for the foundation, and be able to give back to all the programs of Optimist International, and be able to give back to the youth within our communities. But if there's anything that any of the board members can do to help you during the year, please feel free to give us a call. We're willing to make phone calls to members that maybe need a little push if they're getting close to a recognition level. If you want any of us to Zoom into one of your meetings, we're able to do that. And all of the board members do have a small budget where they are able to visit a couple of the districts that they do have within their regions. I know, for example, I'll be in both East Missouri and West Missouri districts in October visiting their meetings and helping the DFRs there. And all of the board members will be doing that. And I know we have a couple of VPs online, and the board members will let the VPs know when they're going to be in a district, so you don't get a surprise and say, oh, I didn't know you were going to be there. And I know Mary's online from East Missouri, and I think Governor Designate Lauren is. And I found out today through an email that not only will I be at your district meeting, but also President Designate Patsy will be there. So I don't know how many times we've been president of the International and of the foundation that have been at the same district meeting. So, and I also want to thank the board members for next year. All the board members are on the call with us. And again, we're here to support you and make your job easier. So please feel free to contact us. Everybody have a great evening, and we look forward to a very successful 2021-2022 Optimist Foundation year.
Thank you all.
Thank you,
Thank
Mark.
you.
Thank you,
Thank
Clay.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Thank you,
Chanel.
Mark.